I read that you normally don't like these kinds of films, so whatever possessed you to do one?
Well, because they called me and it shot down the road from me, and I could visit with friends and stay with friends, and they paid me a little money, and it was fun, and I got to go back to where I used to live and visit a bunch of people. So, and then it turned out that I really adored working with Jimmy Mickle and Nick and Connor and everybody. It was just really, it was really fun. I'm really glad that I did it. But no, I have never seen a horror movie save when I was about 8 years old, and that was the first one and the last one I ever watched.
Oh, wow. But what is the environment on, because you said you love the people you worked with, but is there a different kind of chemistry when you're working on this type of material in terms of the tone of the set at all?
No, I don't think so. I really think that is something that just either works or doesn't work. It doesn't really matter what the venue is, and I just really think that everybody on this project really was just incredibly wonderful because they really were passionate about what they were doing. These are all people, I guess, who know about that genre, unlike me, and they were really all into that part, and I just thought it was very sweet. I'm like, oh, how cute.
Do you find that a lot in independent films that you work on now, that there is that kind of passion involved?
Yes, I do, actually. I mean, I think that, yes, I think that there's a hunger there, and I think that there is a drive there, and that I guess people just don't take things for granted, which I really like.
Mm. And what was it that appealed to you about the role of Sister? What did you enjoy playing in that character?
Oh, I don't know if there was any one thing. I just kind of was, I was more intrigued by the whole story, the apocalyptic kind of theme of the piece itself. That's what interested me at first. And then I think, secondly, the character I just thought was interesting because just somebody grappling with what is my meaning? I think that's kind of I think that's a universal theme. I think that's something that every human being grapples with. Why am I here? What is the meaning of it all? And, I just think that was interesting to me.
Yeah. So, but I take it that you haven't seen a horror movie since you were 8 years old, but I take it you've seen this one.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen this one,
no.
Really?
Yeah, not really. I tried to, and then I left. I said, I don't like being upset. I like sleeping well at night, and I like having happy dreams. So I really just have no desire to sit through a movie that's going to make me feel icky.
Oh, okay. So I was going to ask you if the audience reaction to it, but apparently you're not sure of the audience reaction.
Yeah, I'm not the one you want to ask that of.
Even when you're doing it, though, and this goes for any movie that you do, can you feel that it's working, or are you never quite sure?
I don't know, because this is the deal here, that as an actor, I do what I do when I'm doing it with the director, the camera, the other actors, and I have my timing that I do, my rhythm, my dance, my musical piece for that moment. And then that music goes away and goes into a dark little room or on a computer or with somebody else, and that music is re-edited by somebody else, and the rhythms and the timing becomes a wee bit different depending on what the image is and all that stuff, the story is, the feelings, all that director, editor want to create at that moment. So it changes drastically, and with that, I never know.
Yeah. There's so many other kind of variables involved in it, so.
Yes, and I think that, one of the things about doing theater and why I go back to doing theater is because you're more in control of the music of the piece night to night. Mm-hmm. Once I do my job on a movie, I'm not in control anymore of what that musical piece will look like.
Does it feel like because you do go back to the stage often. Does it feel any more or less challenging than your film work?
No, it's just challenging in a different way, and I mean, it's a different medium, so it's just different. I can't really compare it because in doing a theater piece, you're doing it new and different every single night, because that audience that comes in is a character in the play every single night, and that is a different crowd every night. So what's exciting about that to me is that it's absolutely different every time you do it.
Mm-hmm.
It can never be the same, and that shared experience with that group of people will be that one experience that you share forever and always. Whereas in film, it's stuck there forever.
Yeah, and in theater, I mean, it's actually a living thing. I mean, it's live theater, obviously.
Yeah.
So tell me about your career, this breadth of your career, and if acting means something different to you now, if it gives you a kind of different charge now than when you started.
Well, certainly it does, and I certainly would hope so after, I don't know, how long have I been doing it? 30 years, something?
Yeah.
Ask me that question again.
If acting means something different to you now, the joy you get from it.
Well, yes, it does mean something very different to me now. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You've really stumped me with this question, because I think when I was starting out, I was very naive. I was very... It was so much more important than it is today to me. And it doesn't mean that it's not important, if that makes any sense. It's just that I thought it was earth-shattering, and it truly isn't. That's a really... we could talk about that for 2 hours. Today, I look at it in a way that it's a part of my creativity, my creative self, my expressive self. When I was younger, it was the be-all and the end-all of my existence, and today it is not. It's an aspect of me. It's a part of me, and it's a part that I love and cherish about me, and I honor and respect about me, but it doesn't define me, and if it's crappy and doesn't work out, or I don't get a gig, I'm not going to be suicidal about it.
Right.
Before it was, I don't know, when I was younger, it was incredibly life or death to me. But I don't know if that's just youth or me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you noticed that how has the business of it changed for you?
I don't know. I used to be really famous, and now I'm not. And I kind of like the not being. That's how it's changed.
Did you respond well to that kind of fame so early in your career?
No, I didn't. I drank a lot and took a lot of drugs. It was very stressful for me because it's not what I wanted to be when I grew up. I didn't want to be famous. I wanted to be an actress, and it was a real struggle for me. And I think in some ways that is still a struggle for me because I just think it's just not real. It's not real. But anyway, and that people running around saying they know you. Well, they don't know you. You can't possibly know me after talking to me on the phone for 15 minutes. You know a part of me that I've been willing to share with you. But I am multifaceted, and I'm probably more worthy than a 15-minute phone call in order to get to know, or a 2-hour interview, or even a 3-day interview. You can't really know somebody unless you experience their life with them. Walk in their life with them. So anyway, that whole weird thing is just weird to me.
Well, and that extends to the audiences as well when they see you on screen and they feel like they know you. I mean, that has to be a very weird part of fame.
It is weird, and it is it is a disconnect for me because people make assumptions about you that just really irritate the heck out of me, honestly. And that's okay. I can't control that, and I understand that, and I understand how people have to compartmentalize and kind of label things so that they can understand them. But it's also a frustrating part of it to me because people are so much more than that, than what they do or what they're doing at the moment, or, it's where they've been, where they're going. I don't know. So I don't know. You've asked me a big philosophical question that I could talk about for hours with you.
Well, let me ask you an easier one. If you do get approached, which you certainly do and have your entire career, is it mostly about Top Gun?
Top Gun, Witness, or The Accused.
Mm-hmm. And Top Gun is coming up on, it's 25 years.
Oh, my God, don't say that. I feel so old.
And it's amazing the life that this movie has had.
I know. Who would have thought? I thought it was a stupid cowboy movie in the sky, and look what happened. Shows you what I know.
Yeah. So you didn't have any expectations of the life this movie would carry?
No, none whatsoever.
Yeah. Before I let you go, I want to ask you about another one of your past films, and you just mentioned it, Witness, because Peter Weir is such an extraordinary director that I'm crazy about it.
Amazing.
I'd like to know about him and working with him. What was that like?
He was just beautiful. That's all I can say. He's just a true artist, and I just was so blessed to be able to work with him right out of the gate. Holy cow. Who would have thunk that ever happened? And just a fantastic artist, and he taught me so much, and I'm so eternally grateful to him.
Yeah, that's a beautiful movie, like all of his films are.
Yes, I think he's just a wonderful, wonderful creative soul.
And do you have any other films in the pipeline?
I have a little movie coming out called The Innkeepers. So another horror movie. I don't know if it's a horror movie, it's a scary movie, but I have another same genre film that I've never seen, and I probably never will, but it's okay. So I have that one coming out.
Well, this is an exciting new direction for your career. You could become a scream queen. You could do horror films from now on.
I could. I don't know. Whatever pays the rent, I'm good with. So,